All right, so we are live. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. We are live, and for those who are joining, thank you so much. I'm seeing some persons joining in already. Thank you so much for logging on. We are happy to have you, and so you can remember to tell your friends, to tell your friends, to tell your friends that we are on. And we're coming to you live from Step by Step Consultancy. We are so excited to have you joining us this afternoon. It's a pleasure having you on and joining us in this discussion. So please remember to tell your friends, to tell your friends, to tell your friends, and tell your grandmother, your auntie, your niece, your cousin, whomever it is to join us. And I want you to make sure that you text in the chat and let us know where you are joining us from. Please remember to put it in the chat. Let us know where you are joining us from this afternoon. And so whilst we just give some more for our friends a little bit more time to hop on, it is going to be a very interesting discussion this afternoon that we're going to have. And I am so happy to have this person on who I did mention that is a principal. And he has a whole lot of information that he is going to share with us. And so I'm so excited about what will take place this afternoon. So please make sure that you tell us where you are joining us from. Thank you so much for logging on. Elena says she's joining us from Arizona. I need to see where my other friends are joining from. So remember to put it in the chat where you are joining us from. And remember to reach out to your friends to let them know that we are live. We are live on YouTube. Okay? We are live on YouTube. All right. I have my friends from Arizona again. I have Miss Thea here from Arizona logging on. All right. So remember, share it with your friends. And I have is this Pent Studios from Jamaica. Okay. All right. I'm happy to have you on our live this afternoon. I am seeing my friends logging on. So remember again, guys, to reach out to your friends to tell them that we have started. I know that in Jamaica right now, let me see, it's about 6 o'clock in Jamaica, whilst in Arizona, we are just 3 minutes after 4. And there are some other places where we are connected, like in India, in the Philippines, and so on. It's wee hours in the mornings for them in some places in Africa, in Ghana. We are connected. We have friends there. And so we are here this afternoon. And Step by Step Consultancy is a recruiting agency. And what we do, we recruit international teachers and we place them in classrooms all over the United States. We try our best to make sure that we have the best fit for the schools. So, in the schools that we place teachers, we try our very best to make sure that you fit right in the place where you are supposed to be. And also, I wanted to let you know that Step by Step Consultancy, just like what we say, step by step, we take you through the process. We hold your hands, we guide you along the way. We do it step by step, all the way through. All right, before any further ado, I have my special guest here with me this afternoon in studio. I have with me, and I can now say my friend, Mr. Joseph Williams, and he is going to introduce himself to you. I told you that he's a principal, and so he has a lot of information that he will be sharing with us this afternoon. So I want you to just put in the chat or give me a round of applause, whatever it is that you can do to make welcome to Step by Step Studios, Mr. Joseph Williams. Thank you, Mr. Williams. I'm happy to have you this afternoon. And I'm going to ask you at this time to just introduce yourself to us.
Thank you, and I'm very happy to be here. Again, my name is Joseph Williams. I am an administrator. I have been an administrator for almost 10 years now. That would include being an assistant principal for 4 years and now a principal for over 5 years. I work in a California correctional institution, and I have been in education for over 30 years. I used to work in the public education system for almost 20 years and worked now for California Correctional Institution for a little over 11 years. In the public education system, I started as a janitor. I was a janitor. I was a campus aide. I was an instructional aide. I was a coach. I was a utility person. I worked in the warehouse and did other menial tasks. And eventually I became a substitute teacher, then a teacher. And I absolutely loved being in the classroom. I taught many subjects. I was a special ed teacher. I was an English teacher. I was a math teacher, and I was a physical education teacher as well. So from that point, I moved on into administration, and it has been a great opportunity. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about, the great opportunity that Step by Step Consulting is offering and the things that I know about that could link the opportunities for you.
Oh, wow. Wow, your story is so touching, Mr. Williams. You're coming from being a janitor to
Yes,
now a principal.
yes, ma'am.
So once you set your mind to do something, you can achieve it. And guys, I want you to leave this live this afternoon knowing that once you are determined to succeed, you will become successful. And so, Mr. Williams, tell us what it is like working in the California Correctional Services.
Working in a California correctional institution is a very, very interesting place. It's not like any other location that I've ever worked at, but the one thing I can tell you off the top is it has been an amazing environment to work in. I will get to the other part. Safe. A lot of people think that working in a correctional institution is an unsafe environment. I'm here to tell you that it is more safe than you can imagine. Number one, you are required to carry a whistle. You are issued an alarm. So if you are ever need to press that alarm, you probably will have 30 to 40 men and women rushing in that room within a minute and a half, 2 minutes to assist you with whatever that problem is. That rarely happens because it is a type of environment that once you build that classroom environment and those guys understand that you're there to provide them with an educational opportunity that can end up changing their life. They're getting their high school diplomas, they're getting their GEDs, they're getting their college degrees, they're getting their CTE certifications in carpentry, plumbing, whatever it happens to be. These guys understand that that is something that they need, and they fall in line, and they will come there to do what we call programming every day. And they will come in that classroom, and sometime you will have some minor issues. And when those guys understand that you are there for them, they will tell those guys, hey, I'm here to learn. If you want to go do something, you go outside in the yard, you go do that. But up in here, we're here to learn. So it is a very, very safe environment. There are other safety measures, like say, you can take your phone off the hook. If your phone is off the hook, that will set off an alarm, and that will get the attention of custody, and custody will end up coming to find out why your phone is off the hook. So there's a lot of safety measures that are in place to help keep you safe. But as I've said, I've been with and working in a correctional institution for over 11 years, and across the state, I've heard very, very few issues when it comes down to teachers or non-custody staff being involved in any unsafe issues.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Williams. So you're saying that if I decide that I want to teach in the correctional services, I should have no fear because it is very, very safe. So I want to ask you this question. When we compare, say, working in a public school system compared to working to the correctional services as a teacher, because you're a principal in the correctional services. I want to make that clear, guys. And while we chat, you can put any question that you may have for Mr. Williams in the chat and he will answer. I want us to keep putting in questions in the chat for him to answer or for myself to answer. So you're saying that if I decide to go into the correctional services, I should have no fear, because when we compare working in the public school system, do you think it is more dangerous, or how would I put? I don't want to put dangerous, but the you think it is probably safer, or how would you put that?
Well, to me, you're asking two different questions. I could give you a scenario that I actually experienced. My last school district that I worked in before I went to work in a correctional institution, I had never had a fight in my classroom until that year. I had 3 fights. I had a classroom that was full of students that nobody wanted at the end of the day, and they came to my classroom. But I loved them, treated them with respect, but I still end up having 3 fights. In having those fights and reaching out for some support from administration and or campus security to come in and help me resolve the issue, I believe there was one time no one came.
Wow.
One time there was someone that came, but it was everything was all over and I had already resolved it. And the other time I did call and they did get someone in there, but whatever happens. Now, as far as working in the correctional institution, I had an issue with this guy that kept coming to my classroom, and I had told him, don't come here. You don't belong here. Don't come to my door. Don't come to my class. And this guy kept coming to my classroom asking for, believe it or not, some toilet paper. And so this one last time he came to the door and then he made a little threat. And I just stood up and I looked him in his face and I pressed that button and he ran back to that classroom. And when they came, I just had to point like right there. And about 50 guys grabbed him and dragged him out of there and took him on his way. And I didn't have any more problems with him. So as far as I want to go back and address that one issue, you said you should not have fear. I believe if you are fearful of working in a correctional environment, you probably shouldn't work in a correctional environment. But having that amount of respect for the fact that you work in a correctional environment is something that you need to have that can help keep you safe and help keep you aware of what's going on around you at all times. And that is what's necessary.
Okay, so we need not to have any fear.
Correct.
Because right. So anybody have any question? All right, I'm seeing somebody's a PB Inc. says, do you mean, is it a tougher environment as it relates to behaviors? I think you mentioned about a tough environment or what?
No, it's actually not, because in the public education system, the teacher has to deal with the discipline in the classroom. And when the teacher can't deal with the discipline in the classroom, then it moves on to the assistant principal. It goes on to the principal. In a correctional setting, you press that button, custody comes in and deals with that behavior. Okay. So custody is normally dealing with the very, very difficult behaviors. Every teacher in a classroom will have to deal with some behaviors from the student. If the teacher is dealing with that and handling that the way that they should, you're going to have limited to no problems in your classrooms.
Okay, good, good. Did he answer your question, PB Inc?
He
Good.
said I answered it. I see
Okay.
another question. Says, what are some benefits of working in a correctional institution? It is a very wow. There's actually a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is it is, like I said, it's a very safe environment. Another benefit is the pay. The benefit of actually your medical, your dental. Um, you, they have a very very good system. It's called PERS, Public Employees Retirement System. It is very very worth uh, getting involved in that system. Above and beyond that, you have many many opportunities for advancement. Um, Working for a California correctional institution, the one thing that I have seen is people advance. I mean, I was in the public education system trying to advance from 2006 to 2014 to become an administrator. I had the credentials, I had everything that I was supposed to have, but they would not promote me. I got with the California institution, and within a year, I had promoted to assistant principal.
Wow. Hmm.
So those are some of the benefits. So do teachers work with a shift system or the standard school hours? Um, Different institutions have different hours. All of the institutions, because there's 30 of them in California, um, all of them do not have the same hours based on various reasons. Each institution has their own hours. Like mine, our work hours are from 6:15 in the morning to 2:15 in the afternoon. During that time period, there are three classes that you have 18 students each. Um, so the first class is from 6:30 to 8:30. Then the next class is from 9:15 to 11:15, and the last class is from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. The CTE programs, the VOC programs, as we call them, CTE, career technical education classes, those are from the class starts at 6:30 and it ends at 1:30.
Oh, okay. So they have schedules,
Yes.
on that schedules that they work, and school dismiss at 2:15. Did you say 2:15 or
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 2:15.
2:15?
Yes.
And then after 2:15, you can go about your business, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it from Monday to Friday?
Monday through Friday. And they get a
Oh,
lot of holidays off. And they have a lot of they get a lot of holidays off. They can pretty much every national holiday they get off. Above and beyond that, they have a winter break, and they also have a summer break. It's only 2 weeks, but it is a break, and they do get a spring break as well. Above and beyond that, they are able to voluntarily pay for more time off, where they can get 12 more days in the year that they could take at any time of the year that they can add on to. Say they want to take 3 weeks off instead of 2 weeks off for the summer break or the winter break. They can do that. They can take more time off for spring break, and so they have a lot. They have a lot of days off, and they have more days than that available to them. Basically, if you look at it, what we have is a year-round school schedule. So we don't start in August and school ends in June. It's a year-round school, basically.
but they have a lot of time off that they do get within that time period.
Absolutely.
So is there any break at all, like in the summer, like a 2 weeks break? So even though they get like a 2 weeks break in the summer.
Yes, they the last week in June, first week in July. That is theirs. For winter break, that's the last week in December and the first week in January. That is
Oh,
a part of
okay.
that. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much for sharing. And remember, guys, to keep asking the questions. I saw somebody else say, what are the subjects taught in the facility? But before you answer that, Mr. Williams, please to like and share, guys, our pages, our YouTube page, our Instagram page. We're on LinkedIn. We are on did I say Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, right? So I want you to like and share our pages. And so if you're, I want you to give us a thumbs up if you're learning anything, and if you think you'd be interested in teaching in the California area, facility, whichever one, as he has mentioned that there are over 30 different facilities there, and a step-by-step consultancy. As soon as we get the lead, go ahead, we will be doing some kind of business with them very soon. And so we just want you to know that we will be there in California very soon. Somebody asked, what are the subjects taught in the facilities?
Okay, mainly in every facility, they teach English, math, science, social studies. So you would be required to provide that information for them. It wouldn't matter if you are a math teacher or a science teacher or an English teacher. You would still have to teach all of those subjects, because what we have is our guys that, for whatever reason, during their time when they were growing up, there are time periods of time where they didn't go to school, so there are holes that are missing. So what we do is we have adult basic education and adult secondary education, and what that basically is from kindergarten all the way up through 12.9, which is when you graduate from high school. So we have what's called an ABE1 teacher that covers subjects from 0.0, which will be right the beginning of starting school, to 3.9, which is the third year, ninth month. And then ABE2 starts at 4.0, or fourth year, 0 month, and that goes to 6.9, sixth grade, ninth month. And then we have ABE3, which is 7.0 to 9.9. And then we have GED, which is 10.0 to 12.9. So any of the subjects that they need, math, English, social studies, whatever it is, you'd be required to provide those services for them. We have a high school diploma program, and these guys that are close to getting their high school diploma, they independently study those subjects as we determine what it is that they need to complete the high school diploma. There's a couple of our teachers that focus on that. The GED, we have where they are intensely provided the services to be able to pass the GED test. And then once they complete that and they move on from there, then we have staff members that support guys that are enrolled in college and earning their associate's degree, excuse me, their bachelor's degree and their master's degree. Most prisons only have direct support for the associate's degree and the bachelor's degree. Some of our institutions now have a direct link to colleges that provide a bachelor's degree. So they're filtering people that way. Now, I did not want to overlook the fact that we also, at where I work, let me just say it that way, we have a welding instructor. We have 2 auto mechanic instructors.
Wow.
We have 2 masonry instructors. We have an auto body and paint instructor. We have a coding instructor. We have a plumbing instructor. We have an HVAC, that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning instructor. We have a building maintenance instructor, and we have a plumbing instructor. So we have all of those programs that we provide for these guys to get their certifications and or their degrees or their high school diplomas or certificates. So that's what we teach at my institution, but you have to understand every institution may have some different programs, but all of them have the adult basic education, adult secondary education, and provide services for the college, and all of them have some CTE programs or VOC programs.
Oh, wow. You have taught me some things here this afternoon, Mr. Williams, because when I think about the correctional services, I did not know you would need teachers from, we would call it pre-K.
Mhm.
Let's just say from the 0 to. I did not know we would need those teachers as well. So, guys, those who are on, please remember to tell your friends that we will be going into California and we will need teachers from pre-K all the way up, depends on what the schools need there. And so he's going to tell us a little bit about, I know somebody asked a question about benefits. And so I know Mr. Williams did not touch on salaries, but he can give us that. And that's what I'm listening out for, because I can tell you this, guys, that if I told him when we spoke and he was sharing some of the things, and it was so interesting to see and hear the things that are happening there, and how safe it is, because I know a lot of people sometimes think that it isn't safe, but I have friends who have worked in the correctional services as teachers before, and so I know that it is safe. And I'm thinking that, listen, when I heard about this salary, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to get myself in there, because that salary and the benefits, not only the salary, but the benefits are great. And so he will tell us a little bit about qualifications and the salary. But I think I'm seeing Anthony ask, is the time period the same 3 to 5 years as the public schools? Okay, so we have not worked that part of it out as yet. I know they're asking about having okay, now the question you're asking, Anthony, I need you to know that step-by-step consultancy, we only do work visa at this time. Guys, remember, step-by-step consultancy, we do not do the J1 visa. We do the H1B visa, because we believe that the work visa is the better visa to be on, because it also leads to having a green card, instead of thinking about being on a J1 where you have to go back home after a certain time. And if they don't extend your time, you'd have to go back home. Being on H1B visa is a work visa, and so you'll get a 3 years with another 3 years extension. It can stay up to 6 years or more in the country. And most schools, once you have worked well, once you do your best, they usually offer you or will work with you in getting that green card done. So guys, this is very, very interesting. If you're loving what you're hearing, I want you to put a thumbs up in the chat, and I want you to keep the conversation going by asking different questions, because again, I want you to tell your friend, to tell your friend, to tell your friend that we are on the live. We have a few more minutes to go, and so I want people to log on to learn that there are other facilities, there are other work areas that teachers can come up and work in and get benefits, good salary. But I'm not going to burst your bubble on that. I'm going to let Mr. Williams talk about other benefits where salary is concerned. And remember now, he's a principal and he's in there. So he's not just talking off the top of his head, he's talking reality. Okay? All right, Mr. Williams. Tell us a
Okay.
little bit more. This is a part I love to hear. Tell us a little bit more about other benefits.
Okay. Well, let me speak on that. When I left the public education system, I believe I was earning $66,000 a year. Um, and I had all of the same qualifications. I finished my degrees. I finished everything that I needed to finish except for my admin credential, because when you first get your admin credential, you get I forget what they call it, preliminary, until you get a position. Then when you get your position, then there's a time clock that starts for a 2-year period for you to finish your admin clear. Well, when I came in the door to the California correctional facilities, again, I went from 66,000 to $90,000 a year. So I got a $30,000 raise And I was stunned because I did not expect that. And above and beyond that, um, you, I, it, the probationary period is 1 year. So you come there, you work for 1 year, you pass the probationary period, you are an employee of California, basically. So one of the things that you could look forward to that is a real good benefit, because I can tell you, I just retired from the state teachers retirement system in California. That's the public education system. I just retired from that. And there's no medical benefits attached to that. So one of the things that you get working for PERS, or Public Employees Retirement System with the state, you get medical. The more years that you spend, the more that you earn. So you can get up to, I believe, non-correctional officers can get up to 90% of their medical paid for when they retire.
What?
So yes, so that is a good, when I'm saying medical, that includes dental and vision. So that is a part of it. So if you think about, I have teachers on my staff that are earning over $100,000 a year right now, currently.
Hold on, Mr. Williams. I'll let you continue. Are you serious? What is it that they have? Like master's degree,
Yes.
bachelor's degree?
The majority of my staff have a master's degree. Some have a bachelor's, but the majority of my staff have a master's degree. I only have a couple that have doctorate degrees, which will increase your salary somewhat, but it's not a huge deal, because when you get to that master's level, they're paying you a really nice sum, a really nice salary. Yes.
Wow, guys, you heard that? I need you to put it in the chat. I need you to put it in the chat and let me know what you think about that earning.
I,
Um,
I'd like to answer this question here. It says, what is the student to teacher ratio like in the facilities? It's 18-1.
oh,
So you have 18 students for your 3 2-hour sessions per day. So you have 18, 18, and 18. So that's what the teacher ratio is, except for CTE. For the CTE or VOC programs, it's 27-1. And we have been trying to work with, our Office of Correctional, our district office, to reduce those numbers, but so far they haven't moved on that. But yes, it's 18-1.
wow. I am telling you guys, when I heard it at first that you can earn over $100,000, I'm like, wow. I am like, wow. So there are opportunities out there, guys. And those who love to explore, this is something that you can explore. And I'm encouraging persons who love to explore, want to explore. You're a teacher and you're like, wow, I'm not earning enough. I'm not getting enough. Here is opportunity for you to earn over, because most of, and I must tell you, Mr. Williams, that most of them, and we had this conversation before, that in order for a teacher to leave their home country to come and teach here, they must have at least a first degree, a bachelor's degree. They must have that. And so most of our teachers that we bring here in the country to teach have a master's degree. Most of them have a master's degree. And you're saying that persons who have a master's degree earn up to or over $100,000.
That is correct.
Wow. Wow, guys. I'm seeing the walls coming in. Wow, salary sounds good. And there are some persons who may just be logging on. I want you to know that he spoke about the safety working in the institution. And I am going to put myself out there and say, based on what he's saying, to me, it is safer to work in the facility than to work in the public school out there, because, as he said, you have some button that you can press, something. If you take the phone off the hook, all 50 correctional persons come running in there, which is safer to work in. So, I mean, trust me on that. So I'm so happy to have Mr. Williams on. I just want to talk about quickly about our event coming up in Jamaica on the 8th and the 9th of March. So the 8th and the 9th of March, Step by Step Consultancy will be in Jamaica. We will be recruiting teachers for different states. So you want to make sure to tell your friends to go on our website and sign up, because we will be in Jamaica on the 8th and the 9th of March. We will be doing a recruitment there. It will be a recruitment day, the 8th at the Altamont Court Hotel, and you do not want to miss this. So make sure that you send it out. We have our flyers going out. You send it out to your friends that they know that they must come to the Altamont Court Hotel. And we have the requirements on our website. So just go to our website, sign up, and join us at the Altamont Court Hotel on the 8th and the 9th of March. All right. So I am seeing persons saying, wow, salary sounds good. Oh, wow. I saw somebody else say, indeed, salary sounds really good. And saw somebody else say, what if I am a correctional officer with a teaching diploma? Would I be qualified?
The simple answer to that is yes, but you basically have to make sure that you meet the minimum qualification, which me and Miss Simmonette have been speaking about.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have the bachelor's and your teaching credential, you should meet the minimum qualifications. There shouldn't be an issue with that. I did want to speak about a couple of other things, because
Go ahead.
I was asked about what's the turnover like. I can explain that our turnover is extremely low, and I'll get to the bottom line in just a second. There are people that come to the institution where I work that just want to get their foot in. So in that aspect, people will come and leave because our place is kind of isolated. So they'll come and get their time in, and then when there's an opportunity for them to move on to another institution or something else, they'll do that. But I can tell you without reservation, I have staff members that I have members on my staff that have been there 11 years, 7 years, 8 years. Some of them have been there longer than I have been there. So we do not have a high turnover in our teacher population due to the fact that, well, it's number one, it's a good working environment. Number two, they like their jobs. You know, they like what they do, and again, it pays very well. So they're trying to stay there as long as they can. So there is very, very low turnover when it comes down to our population, or our staff. I also wanted to speak about opportunities for advancement. There is constant movement. And people are retiring. Like I said, there are some people that go to other institutions to become a warden, or chief deputy warden, or an associate warden, or whatever that might be. The opportunities are there for advancement. But the one thing that you could also keep in mind, if there was a reason that you wanted to leave the institution environment, because it is a state entity, you could actually move to another state entity and still keep your time that you have worked established as, okay, well, I already have 10 years in here. Now I'm going to another department. Say you could go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, or you could go to the California State system to teach at the colleges.
Wow.
That time will follow you, so you don't have to start over from ground level, because that's still under the umbrella of the state of California.
Wow. So if I come there, sorry, and I spend, say, 2 years, and I'm sorry.
Can you still hear me? Can anyone still hear me? No, because I was going to answer Latoya Cousins' question. Whew. Oh, you guys can hear me? Okay. So, Latoya, you asked, how are students assigned to classes? Are they grouped by age and or by prior educational abilities and experiences? No. They are assigned based on policy and procedure that is established by the state of California. And so therefore you may have a wide variety, which is why that you have to teach all of the subjects. You may have a wide variety of learning abilities. So the only way that they are grouped, as I mentioned before, you have the ABE1, which is the lowest level. Some of them may be non-English speaking students. So you may have to teach them, work on them improving their English skills. Then you have your ABE2s, which are have a little more education and understanding about school and be more skilled at being able to be proficient and successful at education. And then you have of course, your ABE3 and GED levels, where those are the ones that are very, very close to being able to graduate from school, get their GEDs, and going from there. And yes, we actually have graduations. Our population, since I have been at the institution where I work, we've graduated hundreds of guys. One of our last graduations that we had over 105 graduates. Probably 30% of them were either high school diploma or GED graduates. Some of them were from the college, or they got their college degrees, probably about 20%, and then all the rest were CTE, programs and things like that they got their certifications. Okay, I see another question. What is your first degree? Is what I think that's probably what if your first degree is in a specialist area and your master's is in special education. Well, what would this specialist area be?
All right, so most of them, are you hearing me, Mr. Williams? I'm back.
Oh, I'm excellent. I hope everything is good.
It's just one of those things that, something just went on the wrong side.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get it going. But I know some people may have it in somebody saying music. I know you have people who have special things in math. They have special education teachers, some maybe a language. Somebody did say music right here. So if you have it in music, do they have need a music teacher in the facilities? Do they usually do that?
Unfortunately, there is no music programs that we offer at any of the California facilities that I'm aware of. But they do have programs that are outside of education that offer those programs after hours and things like that. But that's not part of education.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Keep the questions. Oh, somebody say business. Do they do business there as well?
We do not offer business because that more relates to the college level programming where they're working to get a degree in business. Okay. So we don't offer that.
All right. So I have a question for you. Oh, but then I think you had clarified it, because I was going to ask about an elementary school teacher. For example, we have elementary school, we have high school, but then you did clarify to say you need teachers from pre-K all the way up to high school.
Absolutely, yes.
To teach. So that was clear. Do you have any more questions for us? What about career development teacher? Somebody was asking about career development. Again, that is for the colleges?
Career development. I need a little more definition for career development. What that means.
What do you mean by career development?
The answer to Julia Gray's question is yes. We actually have a recreation specialist that provide, and that person is actually a teacher, but they provide all of the sports activities and provide the equipment and a whole bunch of other things that keep the guys physically active. That is part of my staff. They're called the recreation specialists. And so, yes, we do have that. Each institution has at least one. Some of them have two.
Okay, good, good, good. Another question came in. Do you use a special curriculum or program to guide the teachers?
Yes, we use Common Core. Our curriculum is Common Core. We also use Achieve 3000 that helps, and we also use Elevate. That is the adopted curriculums that are utilized for our programs.
Okay. PB Inc. says, I'll take out the however, I have taught preschool to sixth grade in different subjects with 6 years teaching in the juvenile correctional facility here. Would my credential plus experience qualify me?
The
What
simple yes,
it will.
yes, it would. I see that somebody asked about being a school counselor. Well, in the classroom, you would be, working as kind of a school counselor because in the classroom that's a part of the daily activities that you deal when you're dealing with students. But overall, the counselors themselves are custody and what they and the job that they do when it comes to providing them with the counseling type services. That's on the correctional side.
Okay. All right. Marsha Pommels is asking, is there like professional development for teachers?
Absolutely. We have professional development throughout the school year. We have 12 professional development days, one per month, and then we have expanded that to having two per month. But that's in-house. But above and beyond that, our Office of Education provides training uh, once per month throughout the year, and then there are trainings that our staff goes to for whatever their main category is. If they support the college programs, then there's trainings that are specifically developed for that, and they do attend those trainings. Right now, of course, California is in a budget crisis, so traveling is currently restricted. But they get online and they do their training online, and now they're starting to open it up where they're using other funds to pay for staff to travel to these trainings. But yes, we have a lot of professional development that goes on throughout the entire school year. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm seeing another question that asking, could you speak about housing and the cost involved to rent a house in California?
I could, but I'm gonna. I was gonna let Miss Simmonette answer that question. Simonetti answer that question because, and then I can add anything that maybe.
Well, I'm living in Arizona, but I know that persons usually say that housing can be expensive in California. However, my thinking is that is why we get so much pay because of because of the expenses, and you know that they pay according to where you live, really. So
Absolutely.
I mean, housing may be expensive, but I have a friend who her daughter rents somewhere in California, and she pays $1,500 for a two-bedroom. So it depends on where in California that you live.
It absolutely does depend. And what I can say for my specific institution and the institutions in Imperial Valley, which is one of the closer counties near here, or near where I work in California, the rent is a lot cheaper to afford in I'm gonna just say Blythe, which is close to where I work, and Imperial Valley. The rent is cheaper down there, as well as when you start going a little further north and a little further west. Then it gets more expensive. San Diego is expensive. Los Angeles is expensive. San Francisco, Marin County, San Luis Obispo, all those are expensive. And of course, there's California institutions throughout all of those areas. So all the way up to the border of California and Oregon.
So it depends on which institution you are placed, and it depends on what you want, because some persons depends will try to find the cheapest way of living, while some of us Jamaican like a certain kind of lifestyle. So it all depends on what you want. Julia said, how about UDL? What is that?
Exactly. I don't know what that is.
What is that? What is UDL? All right, so I'm waiting on Julia to tell us what is UDL. While you do that, one of the things that step-by-step consultancy, one of the things that we do is to find the most affordable living housing for our people, because we also try to find housing for people. Once we place you, that is a part of our service. We try to find the most affordable living place for you and the best. So that's a part of what we do. Such as a universal design for learning. Somebody say universal design for learning.
I've never heard of that. So I would need more information before I could comment, but I would have to say that's not something that is offered in the California correctional institutions.
Okay. All right. We are winding down, and we have only 8 minutes more to go. Do you have any more question? While I think of any other question, I just want to remind you that Step-by-Step Consultancy is a recruiting agency, and we do it step by step with our clients. We take you through the process. We basically hold your hands to make sure that you have a seamless process. We find housing for you. We help if the needs be. We help to help you to book your plane tickets if needs be. Once you come onto our program and you sign up with us, we make sure that we find, say you have money and you can purchase a car, we try to find the most affordable vehicle for you. We try to find, what else is it that we do? But we do so many things for our clients, because we want to make sure we don't leave you alone. We do it step by step. We have meetings with you on a regular basis. We guide you, we counsel you, we inform you, give you information. And that is what we do with all our clients that we've had so far. And our market is getting bigger. And so we have more people on our team, because we are recruiting a lot more teachers now to place in different states. And you will hear from us more about the different states that we will be placing teachers in this coming school year. All right. And California is one of the states that we will be placing teachers in. All right. So I heard Julia say a form of strategy that allows for students to take control of their learning. The teachers are more a facilitator in the classroom. Yeah, I think most schools, that's what they do now, allow the students to become the facilitator, facilitate their learning, and the teachers just guide. Because as far as I'm seeing, that's what is taking over the United States now, that kind of learning. So if Julia is planning to go and work into that facility, um, you will be able to have that kind of strategy being used in the classroom there. All right, so I'm seeing Tanya Richards says, do you work with teachers who are already in the US? Well, that would come to step-by-step consultancy. And yes, step-by-step consultancy work with teachers who are already in the US, but you must have, if you're on a J1 visa, you must have your waiver. You must have a waiver from your home country. If you don't have a waiver from your home country as yet, you can go to our website and you can book to speak to one of my team members who will take you through the process, because we also take you through the process, give you the information, share documents with you that you need to do your waiver. All right. One more thing I want to say, remember that we will be in Jamaica on the 8th and the 9th of March. You don't want to miss that. Tell your friend to tell another friend that we will be there. They should go to our website, and our website is running on the screen right here, stepbystepconsultancy.org. Once you go to our website, you will sign up. We will meet you in Jamaica because we are recruiting teachers for might be about 5 or so different states, and we will give you the information as time goes by. And you want to make sure that you are a part of that, getting into those states. And here we talk about California, one of those states that pays very well. You don't want to miss that. California is one of those states having a master's degree, and you can earn over $100,000 per year. I mean, even if you rent an expensive house, you should be able to live.
I there's someone Taveen.
All right, let me answer Mr. Williams. Let me answer that, Mr. Williams. So you're not going to apply to the facility. You're going to apply through step-by-step consultancy. Step-by-step consultancy right now is having that conversation, communicating with them so you can apply through step-by-step consultancy, and we will get you right in there.
There's another Ivor Hines said I missed all the information, so I don't know if this is recorded. So
yes, it is. It is alive, and it will be on our YouTube channel. So you can always go back to our YouTube channel and to watch this live. All right. Contact for your team, please. Okay, so in order to contact us, I'm going to put it right here. So remember, it is step by step. It is
STEP.
Oh no.
DYSTEPSULTFNCY. Step by ORG.
Yeah, this thing keep talking.
I just wanted to add something.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that I told everyone that once you get in, I've already said about the opportunities for advancement, but there's also opportunities to be trained, to be learned. I know people that were what you call an OT or secretary that are now officers. Officers that have became counselors, so officers that became teachers. So there's a lot of opportunity to learn and train. There's something called training and development. If you meet the minimum qualifications for that, and you ask for training and development or T&D opportunity, they will give you up to 2 years in that position. You learn. Once you learn that position, then you can go back and apply for the position and become full-time in that position. So there's just a lot of opportunities across, and a lot of opportunities up, and a lot of opportunities in other organizations that the state that is under the umbrella of the state. So I just wanted to conclude with that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. And you know what? One of the things I heard you saying is that if they come to the facility and they want to move up to something else, they can move up to other positions. And once they're in the state of California and say they want to move out of the facility but want to go into something else in California, the opportunity is there for them to do that.
Yes, yes, yes. The
Wow.
opportunity is there. There are a multitude of departments that are under the umbrella of the state, and they can go there and do what it is that they would rather do if they don't want to be in an institution. But being in a California institution, to me, has been the best job I've ever had in education. So that's just my take on it. My staff seems to love what they do, and I'm very, very proud of everything that I've been a part of. And I'm not too far from retirement, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Well, what can I say? If I was going to continue in education, I've done over 30 years, and I would certainly try out this California institution to try to get a job there, because it sounds like my retirement would be very good, but I really don't have a lot more time. But I mean, guys, listen to me. I want you to think about this carefully. The opportunities, the salaries that you can get. And as I've said before, if you are earning over $100,000, don't tell me that you can't pay $3,000 per month for rent. You should be able to, which means this opportunity is one you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss this. And so I'm going to encourage you to tell a friend about this facility, that we have doors opening, that you, because I'm just waiting on that list from them to send to me to say, okay, I need 60 teachers. And it sounds like a whole lot that they are going to be taking in, because they have over 30 facilities there. So you want to make sure that you reach out to Step by Step Consultancy and let us know that, guess what? I've thought about it and I'm going to jump on board on this. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to work with it. Guys, we will be in Jamaica on the 8th to the 9th of March. We will be recruiting. So make sure that you tell your friends. There are a lot of opportunities there. Apart from California, we have other states that we will be placing teachers. So you want to make sure that you jump on. Get with it. Get ready. Be ready. The opportunities here. Again, guys, thank you so much, Mr. Williams. And I'm sure you're
Very
going to come
welcome.
back on. I want to have you on again. So you're going to do some more research and you're going to come back on our program to talk to us more about it, because guess what? My cup is full. I have learned a whole lot. And guys, I want you to put it in the chat. Just give us a thumbs up if you have learned a whole lot this afternoon. And if you are thinking, I saw somebody say, I am ready. Wow. Wow. Ooh. Hand clap to that. So we start getting people already to sign up with us for the California run. Thank you so much again, Mr. Williams. It's my pleasure to have you on. And Step by Step Consultancy have learned a whole lot from you, and you have contributed a lot to our program this evening. Thank you, guys, again, one more time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. And guess what? I'm looking forward to seeing you soon in Jamaica. God bless you. Walk good until we meet again. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye. Okay. Take a second.